Okay, we here. We are here. Welcome back to another episode of Unorthodox Logic with Marv. I'm your humble host, Marv. Follow me on all social medias, HVO Marv, UL with Marv on Twitter, Unorthodox Logic with Marv on Facebook. No Instagram. I don't really see a point in having an Instagram because what I do doesn't need one. Anyway, the point being is we're going to talk about a couple things. We're going to talk about why you should hold your vote from the two major parties. Because I'm going to give some of y'all outing because I know some of y'all can't handle the whole thing of voting, not voting. And then we're also going to talk about integration versus segregation. What's this? What, it means nothing to me? All right. So that's what we're going to talk about today. But first, I want to tell y'all why, you should hold your vote from the two major parties. I'm going to play some clips. We've seen the mess of what they call Donald Trump. They're going to run him again. We see the mess that he is. We've seen what he is for 4 years straight. There's no question what we're getting with him. Now, I want y'all to also see these. I done found these videos off some of these conservative pages, but they have some validity to them. So I want y'all to watch these couple of clips right here.
You know me. You know my heart. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids. You ain't black.
Senator, do you support gay marriage?
No, Barack Obama nor I support.
We don't have enough police officers. We already have a law, the Defense of Marriage Act, where we've all voted, not where I voted and others said, look, marriage is between a man and a woman, and states must respect that.
Extreme African American, who is articulate and bright and clean, nice looking guy. I mean, that's a storybook.
Yeah, Joe, we know exactly what's in your heart.
I got another one for y'all.
If Donald Trump has his way, the complications from COVID-19, which are well beyond what they should be. It's estimated that 200 million people have died, probably by the time I finish this talk.
One more. I got one more for y'all. One more.
There are going to be no deportations in the first 100 days of my campaign.
Let me get that right. You are going to freeze deportations?
Freeze deportations for the first 100 days. And only people will be deported are people who committed a felony while here. That's number one. I lost that.
Yeah, well, but that's good because we could talk, you and I, on that.
Okay.
But it's
think about where we are today.
There were more than.
Y'all hear this, man? Y'all see how disrespectful the Democratic Party is? I want y'all to see something else, though, because I want y'all to see the kind of campaigns that the Democratic Party is sending out to us. Because this is beyond disrespectful. Where is it? I want to see. I can probably pull it up on my screen real quick. Actually, let me go to Instagram. I'm going to pull this up for y'all. So y'all can see the kind of degenerate shit that the Democrats are willing to throw against us and tell us to fucking vote. I think this is it right here. Let me see. Yep, this is it. I want y'all to see this shit right here. And I got this off Tariq Nasheed's page. I want y'all to see the degenerate ass fucking behavior that these fucking Democrats, this is what they think of us, because you wouldn't put this kind of shit out if this is not what you thought of people. So let me get a screen capture, a window capture. Here we go. Let me get a window capture. This will work. Here we go. This works. Boom. All right. I want y'all to see this shit right here. All right. So I'm gonna play this so y'all can see it, and then we're gonna talk. Hold on. Y'all might need to hear the desktop audio real quick. Let me get y'all. Hold on. Okay. Oh, I gotta share it first. My fault. Ooh, we can even do it like this. Let me see. Let me see if I can zoom in on this shit rather than fuck up my whole screen trying to show y'all this. Look at Claudia Jordan trying to defend this goofy shit, but you know, whatever. I want y'all to see this. I'm gonna turn the desktop audio on so y'all can hear it, and then y'all gonna see this. Listen to this shit.
Get your booty to the pole, 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 yeah.
Did we get your attention? Good.
So, you're really not gonna vote? You know it's more than just the president on the ballot, right? Check it.
A district attorney decides who to prosecute,
including whether or not to go after dirty cops. Do you know who elects the DA? We do, but you don't want to vote.
Can't make it rain if you locked up on some bullshit.
Want trades and coding taught in our schools?
Then vote for the school boards that will prepare us for the job market.
Want to end cash bail?
Well, then vote for the sheriffs and county officials that feel the same way you do.
But you talking about, oh, they gonna pick who they gonna pick, shawty.
Ferguson just elected their first black mayor.
You know how that happened?
It's clear black lives don't matter to some of our current elected officials.
If they matter to you, then don't let other people decide who's gonna run your community. Get your booty to the poll. Get your booty to the poll.
Get your booty to the poll.
Get your vote, yeah, vote, stretch.
For information on how and where to vote, as well as resources to find out who's running where you live, go to getyourbootytothepoll.com.
Get your booty to the pole, get your booty to the pole.
That is the kind of degenerate behavior that they have when it comes to trying to get black people to vote. Now, I'm not saying the information is in there isn't valuable. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is the kind of tactics you feel like you need to use to disrespect black voters. They don't think black voters are intelligent, as you can clearly see. They do not think we're intelligent. So they put out that kind of degenerate ass fucking ad telling people to vote. But here's where I'll give the ad some credit, because I'm not a person who's irrational about things. They're 100% correct. Now, when I say hold your vote, I also fall into that group of people who say hold your vote for those major parties on the presidential level. They're not offering anything tangible. But you can vote for your district attorney if they're on the ballot, things of that nature. I'm not saying don't vote ever. Y'all know how I am when I say vote locally all the time. I tell you this all the time. Vote locally because that can affect immediate change. District attorneys is one of them. District attorneys is one of them. That's one thing that can affect immediate change. Like I said in the ad, that's who determines who gets charged or not. That little coon out in Kentucky went on his little wedding vacation and all that shit. Instead of filing charges on those race soldiers that killed Breonna Taylor, they already done boarded up Kentucky because they about to get ready to announce, the grand jury is about to get ready to announce they're not filing any charges. So this is what we're coming to. This is what we're coming to. We're coming to this degenerate ass, gimmicky ass raise to get people to vote. You see these Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, all these campaigns telling us to register to vote. You see all these celebrities and things like that telling us to vote. We got to get this man out the office. We got to get this man out of the office. He's not the only problem. And y'all telling us to replace him with who? With what? What do we get for getting him out of the office? If we're going to get nothing but the same or worse. See, the problem is y'all think that racism is the say-all, be-all, or the type of racism we've been seeing is the say-all, be-all. See, people like me who thinks way deeper into it understands that that's not it. It's levels to this racism shit. So if I gotta just deal with a white man versus black racism, I'm cool with that. I understand that. That's what it is. But when you start bringing in these anti-black immigrants of all races and nationalities, putting them above us after we done scratched and clawed our way to getting what we got, you're telling them, you're giving them the resources that we fought for. Our ancestors fought for these resources for us. And you want to bring in other people to reap the benefits of those resources. That's a whole nother level of racism. That's just not some white supremacist crazy motherfucker out here doing this crazy shit. That's not the normal systematic oppression that we're used to dealing with. You're now bringing in another level of this. You're looking to replace us completely. Systematic white supremacy is built to oppress us. Y'all looking to not only oppress us, you're looking to also replace us. The Democratic Party, that is. That's why when you see a situation like, for instance, Andrew Gilliam. Andrew Gilliam went on Tamron Hall talking about how he's not gay, he's bisexual, and this, that, and the third. He got caught with his booty cheeks split open in the hotel room, and he just was lying and lying about goofy shit. Just a fucking lie. This man decided to get on air, say that stupid shit, and then make it seem like we're dumb and act like we didn't see what we saw. Talking about, I'm not gay, I would consider myself bisexual. Nigga, you cheated on your wife. Even in the interview, lied and say your whereabouts, lied and say where you're supposed to be going. You cheated on your black wife, bro. But the outrage was different. Or I don't even want to say outrage because it wasn't no outrage. It was straight celebration. So when Offset cheated on Cardi, and when you see countless of people, I don't even hold Offset, I don't want to use rappers and politicians. When you see any of these guys cheat on their black wives, men are trash, men are garbage, men are this, men are that, yada, 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 yada. Whole bunch of goofy shit gets talked about. But when these men cheat on their black wives with other men, he's a king? What? What kind of degenerate behavior are y'all on? How is a man a king when he's cheating on his black wife? What? Y'all sure about that? That's y'all king? That's king behavior? Cheating on your black wife in a gay orgy? That's what y'all call king behavior? Because I'm confused. I don't think I know nothing about that king behavior. So when you see that kind of stuff happening, it's clear. It's very clear. Very, very, very clear what the agenda is. So when people say, oh, it's being homophobic, it's not an agenda, you're just being homophobic, or, oh, your homophobia is showing. It's not homophobia. It's not anti-LGBTQ, whatever the fuck else is going on in there. It's a clear agenda when you guys are celebrating a man cheating on his wife because who he cheated with. That also confirms our other suspicion that y'all don't care about no shit like that. Yeah, it don't matter who a person cheats on, it's who they cheat with. I bet if Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce with a man, y'all be celebrating that shit too. But because he cheated on Beyonce with a Becky with the good hair, oh, this nigga ain't shit. Oh, he ain't this. Oh, he ain't that. Y'all are inconsistent as hell. This is why we dismiss y'all when y'all talk. Black female feminists. That is the stupidest shit in the world to have. Whenever I see a black woman, call herself a feminist, I'm good on what she got to talk about. There's no conversation to be had. There's nothing to discuss. Because what you bring to the table is something that wants to snuggle up to white supremacy and be by white supremacy's side as you oppress the black male, and especially the straight black male. You want to be side by side with white supremacy, doing degenerate behavior, getting treated like a bedwench, getting called a Negro slave, and all types of fetishized shit. You want to be snuggled up with that and help oppress straight black men. Therefore, you are an anti-black racist. Because if you don't support black men and black women equally so, that makes you anti-black. It's that simple. You can't half-ass do it. It's plenty of times I see this shit. I seen a post where they said, ladies, post a fine black king. And under the shit, some girl posted Travis Kelce, who's a lily white man who plays for the Kansas City Chiefs. Plays for the Kansas City Chiefs, white man. And she posted him like I'm like, whoa. He's not. Like, what are we doing right here? What are you doing? You know what I mean? And she's like, it's just a joke. Black men can't take jokes. Black men can't take jokes. Yada, yada, yada. It's like, yo, it's always we can't take jokes when y'all say some fuck shit, but when we say some fuck shit, oh, it's perfectly fine. Or, oh, it's wrong. Oh, black men hate black women. Just say you hate black women. Just say you hate black women. It's like, no, we don't hate black women. It's just when we call y'all on y'all bullshit, y'all want us to co-sign that. And then when we don't co-sign it, it's a problem. Well, sucks for you. We don't have to co-sign your degenerate fucking behavior. Got a little fucking mosquito right there. I thought mosquitoes was gone, but you know, they here. We don't have to co-sign your degenerate behavior, and that's what you want. You want someone to co-sign your degenerate behavior, and when we don't, all of a sudden, we don't like black women aren't protected by black men, all this goofy shit. You see, we don't fall for that. We're not these weak simp-ass niggas, and we don't bow down to y'all. You're not going to sit here and tell me I don't protect black women for the simple fact that I don't fuck with your foolery. See, y'all say degenerate, fuck-ass shit and think we just supposed to go ahead and go along with the shit. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to just go on. I'm going to go ahead and go along with this. I'm going to go ahead and just, you know, I know this ain't right, but I'm going to just go ahead and act like it is. It's like, come on. We going to hold our own. We not going to sit here and do this goofy shit with y'all. Y'all not about to sit here and convince us y'all degenerate, stupid-ass logic, illogic, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. Y'all not about to sit here and convince us that shit is fly. There's nothing fly about that. At all. In any way, shape, or form. Now, we canceling Vlad TV because of the shit he said about Minister Farrakhan. I want to get it pulled up. Just give me 2 seconds. I want to get it pulled up because I think it's important. I think it's important to hear how we can wipe a man off and what's about to happen. Vlad TV, Mr. Farrakhan. Here we go. See if we can get. I think it was with D.L. Hughley. Let me see if this is the one. Hold on. Let me see if this is the one real quick.
This is Dave. Dave raised $250,000 for his app idea before building anything without having to write a single line of code.
You know, this kind of whole, I personally feel this is coming off the heels of Farrakhan's 4th of July speech. Sure. And this is kind of what I feel is the energy, and a lot of people look up to Farrakhan. I mean, I've interviewed NOI members multiple times.
Right.
I've used FOI for security. Overall, I think the NOI is a group that helped out a lot of people.
Right.
Hearing statements like that bothers me. You know, Jay Electronica chimed in with the whole thing. You know, he called the rabbi a coward and, you know, and so forth. And Michael Rappaport actually responded. You know, he says the man with a penchant for devil white girls. He said, you love white girls like a rapper who can't finish his own album loves Jay-Z.
You know, it's what I find, I believe anybody who uses their belief to then tell somebody that their belief is wrong. The whole thing about this idea of serving a higher being is that it's supposed to lift you up, I would imagine. Like, I believe in God. I just don't believe that everybody who says they work for him really do. And I've yet to find fervently religious people on the whole, in the aggregate, who purposely try to make the world better. Like the people who have the loudest megaphones, the people who have the most exposure, the people who are the most visible, seem to have a vested interest in telling somebody they're wrong and I'm right. And I don't understand it. It was one of the reasons I stopped kind of being involved in religion, because I saw what it did and how it makes people act. If you love God, then you have to love people. And if you and you have to love them regardless of who they are, where they're from. It's almost like when I point things out, people are like, oh, you're racist, which is impossible for me. I don't have a system that's going to hold people back. But I think that we're so connected in this country to a system that's unfair, that pointing out what's unfair seems like racism to people, or pointing out there are things that are truthful, there are things that are not. But when that truth, or when you connect your idea of the truth to telling somebody how they're bad and you're good and he loves you and this being loves you more,
Right.
I think you've already lost.
Right, because, part of the thing that Nick said was that white people, because they lack melanin, with melanin comes compassion, and therefore they're not as human. They're more animalistic. And for example, when you look at NOI teachings, they believe that there was a guy named Yaqub, who had 59,999 followers, and he took them all to an island, and he started to breed out the black traits,
Right.
and he would kill the dark-skinned babies.
Right.
And he created white people on this island.
I've had people.
He lived to the age of 152.
Right.
So he had a lot of interesting, things about him. And you could believe this, or you could look at Bill Nye, who explains how people that live, near the equator have a certain amount of vitamin D. And, based on where you live in accordance to the equator, the vitamin D levels change. That's why you have lighter skin versus darker skin based on where you are in the equator. At the end of the day, if you're deeply religious, you're probably going to believe the Yaqub story.
I don't know anybody who's deeply religious. I don't know anybody who's deeply religious to believe that. I know that I've heard that. I said,
you've heard of the Yaqub thing.
Yeah,
Big
dozen
Ed
times.
Yaqub. Yeah,
dozens of times.
Where is this shit at? Here you go. Oh wait. I think that was it when you misquoted him. Hold on, let me see. I want to be accurate here because we got to get on code as black people.
Open up that door and I walk right in my heart. Come on in.
You're right there. Let me mute that real quick. I hate when they do that. We got to get on code, and this is the time we get Vlad to fuck up out our culture.
Self-incriminating evidence of Republican manufactured white powder.
Dame Dash been telling us we need to get these culture vultures out, and this is the type of people he talk about, because eventually they may come off as cool in the beginning. This is what they say.
That that's the minister. That's not one of the rappers. It's not Professor Griff. It's not fucking Big U and Whack 100. That's Minister Farrakhan. Don't speak his name unless it's in a favorable way, or you make sure that you have your facts straight. The man speaks in parables. If you don't understand it, then you don't have to listen. I don't force anybody's ideologies on anybody. Everybody can delve into what they want to delve into, But me personally, I feel like the universe favors discipline, and the universe favors a man who's firm in the things that he stands on. And I'm firm with this. I can't have a relationship with anybody who can't respect the minister. So I'm gonna need you to apologize, my brother. And I say that with all due respect.
YouTube salute. Okay, DJ Vlad misquoted Minister Louis Farrakhan in a negative light, and Royce the 5'9" took to Instagram to address the media personality. All right, if you're new to my channel, please hit the subscribe button, click the bell icon to be notified when I upload new content and go live. Also, cast your vote for Kofi's Hip Hop Hall of Fame. That link is in the description, and check out new interviews with Kambada, Ilmac, and DJ Vlad. But if you want to watch the whole 8 minutes and 39 seconds of the, not interview, but he addressed in DJ Vlad, you can check it out on Royce the 5. He did the video is because he didn't want because he's not. Oh, look at Royce the 5'9". Respect what's going on. Also understand where it is. You sit in the coach and he can try to turn it instead of disrespecting somebody and to have some respect because a lot of people don't care.
These niggas start doing that. Vlad goes off on Godfrey about absurdity of a chosen people. I wonder if that. Let's see, blast. See, I'm trying to find
because it's your daughter.
Segment that they talk about specifically.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna start this over in case we turn this into a clip. It was brought to my attention this weekend that Vlad from Vlad TV misquoted the minister. Now this stuff, first of all, let me say this. From what I understand from a source that I call reliable, Vlad don't like the fact that the minister wouldn't go on his show.
Mm-hmm. Really?
Now, I mean, I'm gonna tell you something about this Vlad shit. I might have said this before. I don't got nothing against Vlad, and I don't know Vlad. Well, I ain't gonna say I ain't got nothing against him. Now that I seen he, from what I feel, intentionally misquoted the minister and a couple other things that happened. Vlad tried to get me to go on his show. I didn't know who the fuck he was. So when my people was like, yo, they want you to come do this show, woo, woo, woo. I mean, I'm just not like the regular nigga. I was like, well, who the fuck show is it? And they like, oh, it's this dude. I'm like, is it major industry production? They like, no, it's in a fucking little ass spot in Van Nuys. I'm like, so his shit like mine, right?
No, that was the wrong question.
No, let me get this one out, Bobby. So I said, I got in touch with Vlad. And I'm like, well, shit, come do my show, I'll do yours.
I'm trying to find the fucking clip Vlad.
Greetings, family. Welcome back to my Islam. It's me in Ukraine. Now, some Hasidic Jews, a Jew who was injured.
Let's see here. Says Godfrey, Vlad will make a public apology if he agrees to meet him in person. Look at this shit. See what I mean? Vlad is thirsting to get around Farrakhan. Where is this shit at? I want the clip of what Vlad...
Another day, another dollar. Specifically, you got a platform. Your label anti-Semitically. And his friends and your argument to complete what you need to complete together. You know, likes on your videos, people are...
I'm assuming it's that clip with DL Hughley where he misquoted him, or he was saying what they believe in, kind of shit. Hold on, I want to check this one last one real quick.
Vlad, real quick. Let's talk about Vlad. My boy Vladislav. All right. So,
hold on, let me see if this is the one.
I don't know if it was a week or so ago, there was a big thing on the internet where Vlad did an interview with DL Hughley, and basically he misquoted the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. He heard a portion of a speech that he gave where he used an analogy of using a rock of truth, not a physical rock, but a rock of truth to bash one over the head with. Vlad heard the part just about the rock, took it to heart because it was being talked about, Jewish people, and, had a conversation with DL that looked very misleading to those that saw the whole clip.
Lord Jamar.
Once it was brought to his attention that there was more to the clip, and I believe I may have been the one to bring it to his attention. I recommended that, something had to be remedied. So within 24 hours,
where he misquoted him, trying to say he said something he didn't. The point is, there's a mass crusade to cancel Vlad now, and it's funny that not everybody wants to cancel Vlad. Charlemagne returned to Vlad TV, so that's kind of however you want to take that. I don't know what that really means, but however you want to take that. But anyway, I also want y'all to understand that this nigga Joe Budden is cool. Joe Budden just launched his new Joe Budden Network, so podcast is gonna be going up on there as well. So whatever the case may be. But the point is, it's about getting on code because I don't want to spend too much. I already spent too much time on that than I wanted to, and I want to get onto this last segment before we get up out of here. It's about getting on code, and this code, and the reason why I brought that up because it was leading into this last segment. I had a little oodles and noodles, gotta keep myself humble, when I eat oodles and noodles every now and then. But it was brought up because the code reigns supreme. The code reigns supreme because we need to start talking about the difference between separation and segregation. Segregation and integration. Which should we have? Should we have segregation or should we have integration? Should we have a mixture of both? Should certain areas of the country be set aside for segregation and the rest be set aside for integration? Are we already segregated? Are we already integrated? You see, because the point of, let's first start off what the point of integration was, because segregation was strictly based on racism. I don't want you niggas near us. No matter what the financial level is, I don't want you niggas near us. That was the point of segregation. You niggas is not allowed around us. Y'all gonna get the fuck away from us. We gonna do what we do, and y'all gonna do what y'all do, and that's gonna be that. That was the point of segregation. Systematic white supremacy, essentially, is what segregation is. Now, integration happened because the civil rights leaders, spearheaded by Martin Luther King, felt like all the resources were given to white society. This is a mistake he made because he says it. He says he integrated his people into a burning house. So the white society, it was a resource-based thing. So when it was time when he was pushing for integration, unfortunately, he wouldn't listen to the Nation of Islam. He wouldn't listen to Malcolm X because they were actually right. What Martin Luther King was trying to do was he felt like if we integrated, there would be a trickle down of resources just by sheer proximity. The problem is Martin Luther King doesn't understand how demonic white supremacy is. He didn't understand how demonic it was at that point when he was pushing for integration. Because integration happened in 1964, 1965? Integrated schools. Where is it? It happened in 1954. But the first integration happened later on in that. But in the South, excuse me, is where it was supposed to happen. So let me see, school integration in the United States. It was in the lady's still alive, the one who integrated. I think it was in the 60s. But anyway, when she integrated into that school in Alabama, the famous picture, stuff like that. Anyway, the point of it was for the resources, the level of education, the quality of education, to be equal across the board. Because for some reason, and this is the knock on Martin Luther King, is that during that time he clearly thought that white kids were smarter than black kids, white educators were better educators than black educators. Not understanding that it didn't matter if they were better or not. Those children, those kids that they were teaching, those white kids that they were teaching were recipients of white supremacy. Meaning it don't matter if they were better or not, they were still going to get the leg up. Martin Luther King was thinking, if we got in those same schools and showed that we can do just as good or better, they'll accept us. No, what they did was, all right, we're going to just put the poor white people, which you niggas, fuck them and the resources, and we're going to go ahead and head to these suburbs. And we're gonna go ahead and put the resources out here, get this the better quality of education, give these the better books, everything. So Martin Luther King just thought he was gonna get better resources if we just went to the same school as them, not understanding how demonic these people were willing to go. They were willing to sacrifice those white kids too. The poor ones, they like, oh, y'all poor, we don't give a fuck about y'all. We understand the art of the sacrifice. We'll sacrifice y'all for the greater good of us. And that's what happened. And that's why he came out and said afterwards, I think I integrated my people into a burning house. Because white people, white supremacy, I don't want to keep saying white people, I mean white supremacists. White supremacists literally are willing to burn the house down before they let niggas reap benefits of anything. Because I'm saying niggas because that's the way they talk about us, that's the way they think of us. Before they let black people reap the benefits of anything, they will burn the fucking house down. And that's what they did. And that's why Martin Luther King was like, I integrated my people into a burning house. Because that's exactly what happened. They said, oh, let them niggas go in there, send them, we're going to go ahead and bait them off with some white people, sacrifice, and burn the whole shit down. So that's the kind of mentality that we're dealing with these degenerate people. So to get to my point, to get to my question, to answer my own question, are we better off as integrated or segregated? I think in a lot of forms we're better off as segregated. And in some forms we're better off as integrated. For instance, in the workplace. At this point, it's certain things, certain diversity, things of that nature in the workplace, you need to integrate. In school, I lean towards segregate. I don't like the way these teachers deal with these black children. I don't like the mentality they have towards these black children. I remember the type of terrorism that my 4-year-old child experienced in preschool, and I pulled him out of that school immediately. So when it comes to the school system, I think we need to go ahead and move separate, have separate curriculums. It's only certain things that need to really be up to par. That's ELA and math. After that, we should be able to just teach the rest of the curriculum ourselves. You can have a federal level of ELA and math. I think we actually need to fight for math reform because it needs to be practical, not in this whole theory of, hey, everybody should just be taught this certain kind of math. I think it needs to be more practical math. And then I also think that if you want to move into a more advanced math class, the teachers would help identify those star students and help them do that. That's another reason why I think we should be in a segregated environment when it comes to school, because what will happen would be you'll start to see only the white kids become star students out of it if we let them all be mixed in. But if we just let us teach our kids, they teach their kids, and then eventually, you know, you could teach racial tolerance on it. If you honestly, I don't really give a fuck if you teach racial tolerance. Just know if my kids beat your ass because your kids are racist, I don't give a fuck. We don't like it's not hard when it comes to racism. See, people want to be like, oh, we should be more diverse. No, what we need to do is actually teach our kids from a cultural level who they are, rather than trying to teach them at 4 years old how they got to accept everybody else before they accept themselves. So I actually do lean towards segregation when it comes to school, because I feel like there needs to be a culture aspect in school as well. I think it's too robotic, it's too mechanic, it's too copy, cut, and paste, and then you got kids falling through the cracks. They can get better attention, things of that nature, if you're dealing with the same culture of kids in the classroom. So it can be a set environment, a set culture, a set expectation from the house to the school, back to the house. You see what I'm saying? I think that would be more beneficial when it comes to school. Work environment, unless you got your own business, whatever case may be, you're gonna have to deal with. You should sell to anybody, to be honest. If you're a business person, whatever you're selling, you should sell to anyone. It don't matter of the race. And then if you're a black person, in the same breath, if you're willing to sell to anyone, I say, hey, support black businesses, but buy what you need. Like if somebody has a product and they're not black, then go buy the product. Don't not buy the product just because they're not black. We have this mentality where people think shop black means shop exclusively black and only black. That's not the case. Support black when you can. So let's say there's a roofing company and there's a black roofing company and a non-black roofing company, and they have the equal level of quality of work. Go with the black one, if that's what you want to do. I'm not one of the people who beat on the hammer of that, because I feel like at the end of the day, business professionalism is priority number one. Quality is priority number one. And then at that point, that's when you start making separate distinctions. That's what I do. I look, how was your quality number one? Number two, your professionalism. After that, let's get down to the nitty gritty. So yeah. And then outside of school, that's actually the only place I look at it as, honestly, in neighborhoods as well. I don't know if, because I just saw a video of a man. Let me see, actually. I can probably get it up real quick. Where a man was they say he moved into this new neighborhood or whatever the case may be. I don't know. The details are sketchy, but what I do know is, the man was in a house that he was supposed to be in, and cops cuffed him, and from some lady who called the cops on him, and it was some goofy shit. But where is it? Let me see. I'm trying to find. Here it is. Yep. All right, so let me go ahead and let me get it pulled up on the screen. So I want y'all to see this video and hear it real quick before we get up out of here. And this is why, I kind of lean towards the whole neighborhood too. And some people may say that's racist. It's not racist. I'm looking to protect my people, and I have no issue with others doing the same. You don't hear people complaining about not being able to go and live in North Tonawanda. We just understand what it is, and we go from there. So, all right, I'm about to play this video, and then I'm gonna let y'all know. Let me get this window capture back up. I'm gonna play this video, and we're gonna get this joint rocking. So let me. There we go. Yep, that's cool.
That's his Keontae.
Okay. Put your hands behind your back for a second. We're just going to detain you.
That's his Keontae.
Okay. Put your hands behind your back for a second. We're just going to detain you.
Why am I being detained, though?
Because you don't live here.
Monona Police.
Oh, hi. I want to report a suspicious activity.
Okay, and where is it happening?
There is the African American with sweatpants, flip-flop, and a white shirt sitting on the front door.
Okay.
Police department, come out with your hands up. Come out with your hands up.
Okay.
Keep walking.
Here.
This is me.
Okay.
Okay. Come on out here. You don't live here.
My coach's house, Coach Rundle.
Okay.
He let me and Torrance stay here. You can call him and ask him.
Okay. Go ahead and just, for right now, just turn around. Put your hands behind your back.
Is it Keontae?
Yes, it's Keontae.
Okay. Put your hands behind your back for a second. We're just going to detain you.
Why am I being detained, though?
Because you don't live here, and the person that lived here passed away. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you guys call Coach Rundle?
Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
We'll deal with that. So nobody else is here, Keontae?
No, Torrance gone. Can you loosen the cuffs though for real?
Yep, hold on a second.
Because my wrist is a little broken.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. So, this is the reason why you're here. Someone called because they...
I know, because I'm a black man and it's that lady right there, even though she waved at me.
That wasn't who...
It's because the person that lived here is passed.
Okay.
Right. And they're concerned that it got broken into or something, so... So we'll... Do you have a phone with his... Another neighbor called, said it should not be. Okay. So, turn around. I'm going to take him off for you quick. And we'll go grab your phone and get on the phone with Mark, okay?
I'll give him a call.
Oh, you got his number?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so neighbor called, a different neighbor, not her, and said that nobody should be in this house.
You see how they was protecting the one neighbor? And you see how they have the number of the guy whose house it is or whatever the case may be. Because they say he lives there. He was breaking in. But again, I don't know how that works actually, because if you live there and they saying you, or if you live there, they saying you breaking in, who are y'all calling? So that part was kind of confusing.
Not her. And said that nobody should be in this house.
You still working, Keontae?
Yeah.
Asking irrelevant questions. Is he still working? What the fuck is
That's a
that?
good job
matter?
over there.
If he lives in the house or supposed to be in the house.
What shift are you?
First. I'm on vacation. We just started back up after vacation.
Oh, they guys have you laid off too for a while for this stuff or what? Do you have his info or?
I got it from the school records, but you should just grab it.
Do you have ID on you by chance or no?
My wallet's in the room.
You want to go grab it quick and come back out?
Yeah.
He didn't answer, but.
He didn't answer?
But it sounds like another neighbor knows that you guys are here, so.
That would be like Mark to let both these guys stay here too.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so it's a misunderstanding. When I told him that you've been staying here for 2 months, he's like, first time ever seeing you guys here. So
we is going to be staying here for 2 months.
Oh,
so you just started?
Yeah, like yesterday, Torrance moved his stuff in. And
oh crap! I was gonna say because otherwise he's like, you guys flew under the radar for 2 months.
And they're both big black guys.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
neighbors over here can be.
Yeah, and it makes sense, man. We get it. So sorry for the misunderstanding on our part.
Good.
It's just, we had to check it out and make sure because people are squatting in people's houses that are not here and burglarizing and whatever you want to say.
That's his fiance.
Okay.
So
put your hands behind your back for a second. We're just gonna...
let me stop that. Now I want y'all to understand what they did there. See, they said that people are squatting in houses, so they try to make it seem like he was a squatter. Why are y'all coming in the houses with guns drawn? Another thing, they said they had the number to the person whose house is supposed to be because this headline said he moved in, but then it sounds like he was just staying in the house with some friends or for a friend or somebody he knows or coach or whatever. So then, if y'all had that number, why didn't y'all call that number before y'all went over there? Say, hey, we just got a call from one of your neighbors saying that somebody was in your house that wasn't supposed to be. Should we go ahead and should we go over there and see what's going on? Like, or you could have sat outside, hey, should we go in there and see what's going on? And then went in from there. The problem is y'all immediately went in there with guns drawn, front door and back door, ready to blast off, not knowing what was going on. So if y'all was that patient and was able to get that, and y'all knew that much information, let me get this off my screen. Why didn't y'all just make that phone call before y'all went into the house? Y'all could have made that phone call, or the neighbor could have made that phone call and got that handled right then and there. Y'all didn't have to come in there with those guns drawn because let's say this man didn't know who y'all were, or he was twitchy or whatever. He was scared because he wasn't scared. You could tell, and he was scared, and y'all shot that man. Then what? So again, this is the kind of shit we gotta deal with living around these motherfuckers. You know what I mean? This is always a looming threat for us. This is something that we personally have to deal with. Nobody else has to deal with this kind of bullshit, degenerate ass behavior but us. So why the fuck do we want to live around people like this? Why? You tell me, man. But I appreciate y'all listening, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in. I appreciate y'all patience. Thank you for tuning in to Unorthodox Logic with Marv. I'll holler at y'all next week. We gonna be good. Y'all be good. Make sure you follow me on all social media platforms. Hit those links below the video. Hit those links in the podcast description. And we'll holla. Peace.